Mr. Chairman, thank you very, very much, and to Senator Grassley and to the members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I think it's only fair, since you all are going to ask me questions, that I ask you a set of questions at the outset. What industry in the United States basically provides all of the food needs for 323 million Americans and still has enough food left over to export nearly 20 to 30% to the rest of the world? What industry basically provides the opportunity for American families to enjoy something that no other set of families around the world enjoys, which is spending the least amount of their disposable income on food? The American family spends approximately 10% of their income on food. If you go to any other developed nation, you'll see it in the 20 to 25% range. In developing countries, it might be as much as 50%. What industry supports, directly or indirectly, 40 million American jobs and is responsible for nearly 20% of the United States economy, according to a recent Dunham Associates study? Well, that industry is the food and agriculture industry that we're here to talk about. At the same time, that industry is served by a number of workers, and it has been pointed out today that among them are farm workers. Nearly 2.4 to 2.5 million workers who work incredibly hard, and has been pointed out by this committee, are now considered to be essential workers in an industry that I would articulate and argue is also an essential industry to the future of the United States. Who are these people? Well, they are indeed people who have been in this country for an incredibly long period of time. The average, as Senator Padilla indicated, is roughly 18 years of longevity in this country working. Half, maybe as much as 70% of these workers may well be undocumented workers. 83% of them are Hispanic or Latino. They work long hours, 8, 10, 12, 14-hour shifts, 5, 6, 7 days a week. Their income, on the average, is below, either at or well below the poverty line. And they are dedicated to family. Let me share with you one story that was shared with me in upstate New York last week at an immigration discussion I had. An individual who's worked in this country for 20 years. I asked him what his hope and dream and aspiration was 5 years from now or 10 years from now. He said, Mr. Secretary, very simply, I would like to see my family. I said, what do you mean? He said, I haven't seen my family for 20 years. I'm concerned that if I leave the country, I won't be able to get back. So when we talk about family values, I think these farm workers are folks who understand and appreciate the essential nature of family values. They come up here to make a better living and send resources back to their families with the understanding that they may never, ever see them again. Why is that? Well, it's in part because we have an uncertain, and I think we can argue, a broken immigration system. The availability of H-2A workers is always in question. Wage increases or decreases are fluctuating from year to year in an uncertain path. There is a cumbersome process involved. There are uneven worker protections. And again, these are separated from families. What can we do about this? Well, the House of Representatives decided to take matters into their hands in March, as they did in 2019, by passing the Farm Worker Modernization Act. And this is an act that simplifies and streamlines the H-2A process and indeed creates a year-long workforce opportunity. Creates a certified ag worker classification for those who have worked in this country for at least 180 days over the last 2 years. Clarifies and defines wage increases and decreases to provide long-term stability to producers. Improves housing opportunities for workers without burdening the producers with additional costs. Phases in a full-time E-Verify system. Provides worker protections, streamlines the process for more dispute resolution and emergency appeals from producers, and indeed provides a pathway to legitimacy after the payment of a fine, the taxes, and making sure that they can pass a criminal background check. I'm here today simply to advocate on behalf of American agriculture and these workers to plead with the Senate to fix this broken system, to maintain the capacity of this great food and agriculture industry to continue to provide the benefits that we all enjoy in this country, and at the same time to provide the respect and dignity to the farm workers who are working so hard to make this system what it is today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.